So water being a primary source of survival, I thought that being a water resource engineer, I must do something for the community. So I started collecting data, indigenous knowledge from the community, sharing with our senior team, my director, and then again sent a very good proposal on needs-based assessment to different agencies.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, a podcast series by the Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. I am Rajesh Joshi, and today we are honored to introduce an exceptional leader whose expertise spans decades in drought management, community empowerment, river basin flood risk management, and dam operations, to name just a few. Recognized with prestigious achievements like the Bharat Excellence Award, his leadership has also set benchmarks in areas like project planning and quality assurance in water resilient projects. Recently retired as the Deputy Executive Engineer in Government of Gujarat's Water Resource Department, it is our pleasure to welcome Mr. Naineshkumar Patel to the podcast. Mr. Patel, we welcome you to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good morning. It's a very
Great.
fascinating platform, very attractive, and I think it will be very useful to the new leaders who are working in different sectors.
Mr. Patel, to start this conversation, great leaders address the needs of the present while building for the future. What
Yes.
inspired your lifelong dedication to improving water resources and rural welfare, and how has this mission influenced your leadership philosophy?
Sir, I would like to say that in the world's history, we have seen great leaders. Their leadership styles like authoritative, commanding, pace setting, democratic, coaching. These are different styles of great leaders across the globe. Uh, Leaders normally in they are they have a clear-cut visions. First thing, they navigate complexities very easily in adverse situations, finding solutions, making organizations stable and efficient. They lead from the front. They set examples by own self. They have a clear-cut vision, mission, goals. They set a little smaller time span goals or objectives to achieve desired results. And they know very well that today's action will uh, uh, will inspire others or not, or in future what will happen. They are very well known to this fact, and anticipating risks at the time. They are also come with different solutions to manage the risks. Team building, because team is the real workforce to accrue desired results with any projects. So effective leaders, they have also in the leadership traits, I would like to say that they have very good communication skills, and they share compelling ideas to gain commitment from the teammates or the from the different stakeholders. It depends on where they are working. So they have a vision. They are strategically they are thinking, and they know that balancing present needs and future scenarios. Uh, they produce leaders also. So that way, uh, present needs and they address the present needs and go for the future generations. they are very well clear in their minds. For being a person from the rural area,
Mhm.
and I have seen so much poverty in my area. My district was the least developed uh, district in our state, Gujarat state. I am talking about the scenario of 1988.
Mhm.
I passed engineering graduation from the MSU University of Baroda in April 88. Then it was the fourth consecutive drought year in whole of the Gujarat, as well as Rajasthan and adjoining state of MP.
Mhm.
Fourth consecutive year of drought. I, being a farmer and coming from the poor family, some of the uh, operations and how they manage risks, how they survive in the adverse conditions, I was little bit aware of these situations. So, yeah, after the graduation, I my destiny led me to join NGO, sir, at that time. Uh, I had another opportunities to join private sector, but destiny is destiny.
Mhm.
So I first had a chance to work with the NGO. I was completely novice, beginner, amateur, and our NGO has a where I joined was involved in the drought mitigation measures with
Mhm.
different agencies in the whole area. Because I told the whole of the Gujarat was impacted by the devastating effects of drought. So when I joined my organization for the first time, I studied well. My family, parents, grandfather, relatives, friends, because a very clever boy in the study from the standard one to the graduation. So they have a lot of expectations on me. Uh, some inherent values also I had inside me. I joined NGO and then the HIVOS aided project, drought management, was being implemented by the NGO. So first thing was to supply drinking water to the community. That was the aims. What I saw after joining the organization, studying quickly so many things about the geographical area, how the organization functions, what are the missions and values, how uh, I should contribute towards this project. I was little bit knowing, not sure at that time, but I started working with supplying the water to the by tankers to the remote area where the road connectivity was very less. People were getting enough water. The villages which were on the roadside, but the remote community always at that time facing tremendous problem for survivals. So what I did was I listed out which are the agencies working in this area on the common issue. I start uh, contacting them. I reached out to them personally with my team. My team was I was the only civil engineer in this organization in that organization, only technical person. So I adapt myself to the uh, organization first, and then I started bringing all other agencies and government departments to a common platform so that we can better deliver our services jointly. So we distribute area that this remote area will be managed by this organization, this by that organization. So that way we could supply the drinking water first, and then followed by grain distribution, and followed by wages. I mean, people were engaged in rural road building for their wage generation. employment position. So there also I noticed something that this way it is not going to work. So I started skimming through the original project proposal aided by Hivos Netherlands. I found I talked to one great director. He is no more with me, but he instilled so much values, so much he trusted me because I was the only civil engineer. He had very high hopes on me. So to be true to their expectations, I needed at that time to work hard in every sector with open mind, learning, quick learning, and everything. So, sir, we jointly wrote a letter. I brought my idea to the attention of my director. She wrote a letter to the agency, and within 15 days, later their consent, they sent a letter with the consent that these are the very good activities. Instead of making roads only and engaging laborers on the earthwork, you must change your perspective to engage laborers in soil water conservation measures. That was initially that was my breakthrough. So that gave me immense confidence. After 1 year uh, uh, passed very quickly of drought, last year of drought. Then, by the grace of God, we received very good rainfall, reasonable rainfall in the 89. At that time, while visiting the field areas where we worked, people noticed that this kind of soil conservation measures are how much helpful to them. They noticed and they really admired our efforts, appreciated us. That way, we build rapport with the community to go further in the water scarce area. Now I'm telling about the area where I work, where I worked at that time with the NGO. Area was completely rain-fed, practicing rain-fed agriculture because the geographical situation was, it was a hilly area, and irrigation facilities were very negligible. People were dependent on groundwater. So water being a primary source of survival, I thought that being a water resources engineer, I must do something for the community. So I started collecting data, indigenous knowledge from the community, sharing with our senior team, my director, and then again sent a very good proposal on needs-based assessment to different agencies. Because at that time I didn't know about how to approach funders and how NGO can function. Slowly I was getting. But my hard work, blessings from my all well-wishers, God, my destiny, my inner powers, my inner voice, all helped me because I persevere in every situation. So it all helped me to develop my vision towards making uh, water resources as my primary concern of life. So we started working by surveying and all these things. We started rejuvenating and restoring one, I think, 15 to 20 kilometer of river rate by making series of rainwater harvesting structures.
Great.
And our community supported us very well, and to make them enable for us and themselves. We approached them many times. We noticed the small issues, challenges they were facing, and that all helped me to find a direction to go ahead with such kind of projects. So up to 89, I have told you my story. Now is a different thing, sir. As per the we continued. I learned a lot because persons from the donor agencies, I learned about monitoring, evaluation, project management, then different tools about the evaluation, how evaluation could be performed, because so many consultants and experts were visiting the NGO. So I learned many things, immense. I cannot describe. I continued my learning, continue improving myself, as well as my team building was my another aspect, because without team building, I alone and any organization cannot do anything, sir.
Looking at this initial the choice, if I may say so, your lifelong dedication to improving rural welfare is truly inspiring. I mean, it is incredible to hear how this one mission has guided your leadership journey all throughout. Which actually brings me to the next question. Your projects on irrigation enhancement and natural resource management have significantly impacted rural communities. Could you share a story where your work directly improved the lives of the people you served? You mentioned about sending a proposal, and we would like to know more about that particular part.
Yes, sir. Of
Yeah.
course, I'm telling you some of my making some of the
Yes.
examples. Yeah, according to forest policy, national forest policy in 1988, Gujarat government started an initiative on joint forest management
Mhm,
in 1993, because the aim was to legitimate the rights of the village people
mhm,
on forest, and to safeguard the forest and for forest protection. So this was the first second project in natural resource management. We could mobilize communities for over 50 villages, because this was a village forest area. Many villages had a forest at that time. Nowadays also, but it is not in that kind of condition today, because forest degradation has done a lot of other things to mankind. But the concept was, what we don't pay for, we don't value. So legitimating the rights of the rural community in forests
mhm.
on timber products, uh, this was the concept. So we started working on that, building community, aware them, in collaboration with the forest department according to the policy of the government, and some more than 50 village forest institutions were formed by us. So
Okay.
community had a tremendous relief. They were fearing the forest department to enter the forest, and someday this will happen. Police cases will, and all this legal formality, we have to go through some legal formalities and all such things. So legitimating their rights was our major steps in, this is
Great,
one
great.
example. Second thing, sir, in 1995,
Mhm,
national government on mass level launched a watershed development project for the first time in India after independence. And
mhm.
this was the real bottom-up approach, where today UN says that after the globalization and in global context, that HRB approach must be practiced by all all the companies and CSOs and corporate and all multilateral organization. But at that time, Indian government, with a bottom-up approach, put community in the center into planning, taking their uh, uh, indigenous knowledge, then implementation, and the project was the brief project was had a very good objective, sir. Very good objectives for human resource development, gender equality, soil and water conservation, agriculture development, animal husbandry. We started. I was the first to make watershed development plan in our district. And we implemented by the government with the aid from government agencies.
Mhm.
We implemented project in 50, 60 villages in upper catchments. Because why I'm telling you upper catchment, because I knew that daily communities need water. Rivulets and streams uh, dry up in every season after February. That means before starting the summer season.
Mm.
So if we work that way, the delayed recharge will be there in the rivulet downside. So with the very technical using technical aspect, we started working on the upper catchments of river basin, and we succeeded. But the up to 2000, the project was for the duration of 4 years. So in 1999, the project, all the project activities were completed by us. But I am talking now about the failure of the project, because what is not measured, it is not well managed. Government had, department had no established evaluation monitoring system at that time. And by the entry of so many novice NGOs and new teams, they could not implement as per the objectives, the project as per the objectives. And the project, after 5 years, government decided to discontinue with this. Only few NGOs succeeded in this, who had a ideal team to work with such activities, and those NGOs who were experienced, those succeeded. And in 2000, now in the 2000, my new journey started, because as I was working with the NGO, I cleared the exam by the Gujarat Public Service Commission, and I got offer letter from the government department. But it was the Water Resources Department again. In my second role, I chose to be with the government department, and I was really at that time, I was at the crossroads, chasing two rabbits at a time. That was a situation for me. But my inner feelings, my intuition, instincts, uh, God's blessings, whatever I call, all helped me. And I started my second innings with the government department. Mission was the same, water.
So, but just to ask further, how did your early experiences in NGOs and government roles shape your passion for rural development and resource management? And what lessons from those days continue to guide your work even today?
Reasons are so many. Working with NGO, you may have wide platform. Networking, uh, you can choose any subject while being with the NGO, but the government has limitation, because it is the water resource department. I have to work in a water centered projects. But my continuous learning, continuous self growth, uh, very good rapport, harmonious relations with the community, and the need of the area. They are all the major factors why, after joining the government, I also worked with the water related projects. But in the government, during the when I joined the government department, I was also novice for again with for the department, how it functions, and what are the all other modalities. But this time, after in 2000, when I joined government, I was backed by my confidence, my competence, my experiences, my skills. So I was very much confident. And then I joined the government department. After 2 years, again, there was a moderate drought. We managed it, by the government way, because it was the, at that time. And nowadays also, we make a master plan at the district side and then implement, go in the field and implement. But when I saw the water, okay, dams and canal networks, people complained a lot that tail enders or the downstream area of the canal beneficiaries were not getting sufficient water despite having water in the dam and despite having the canal networks. So I started with my team to collect the data first, then engaging with the community further to clear our path, so that how can we proceed with the water related problems and issues. So first of all, because sir, granular data helps make informed decisions. Without data, you cannot make sound projects which were needed at that time. So making several field visits and having consultations with Water and Land Management Institute, Anand, they have tremendously supported. They had supported us at that time by giving us trainings, exposure, making demonstrations on the field. So we started with the increase work. We started work how we can improve the water use efficiency. That was our first target. And to increase the water use efficiency, you have to minimize the losses first. You have to have a very good transmission system of water from the dam to the tail ender in the command area. So we formed village irrigation cooperatives as per the guidance of Water and Land Management Institute. So that helped reduce our wastages, increase water use efficiency, increase in duty. That means irrigating capacity of a unit of water. Crop diversification helped a lot to the community. They were very much aware about the storage of rainwater harvesting, then making compost pits, because introducing diversifying crop patterns, introducing horticultural crops in their fields to generate income out of whatever small holdings were there owned by them. So that way, it helped community directly, our initiative. And it still continues, sir. Very VFIs, village irrigation cooperatives are managing water resources very well, including irrigation, then taking the benefit of water.
Great. I mean, your early experiences have clearly been a cornerstone of your leadership, Mr. Patel. It is inspiring to hear how they continue to guide your impactful work. Mr. Patel, sustainability is the cornerstone of meaningful change.
Yes,
With
sir.
your knowledge in ESG, how do you hope to incorporate sustainable practices into your projects to ensure long-term benefits for the environment and the communities that you serve?
So I'm taking you to the roots of ESG. It was in the year 2006, where with the guidance of UNEP, the financial institutions established some norms to go with the ESG. They developed the ESG patterns or ESG factors, because some incidents I am talking about is the 1989 IPCC's first report after a scientific study on global warming. Then it's Rio Summit 1992, 2000, where NGO's role was legitimized by the UN. In 2002, companies' role in ESG was legitimized by UN stressed the need of companies to deliver results in ESG. After that, IPCC 2015, many financing institutions in the world wrote to so many companies to disclose their ESG operations and plans to get the result. And you know, sir, 2015 was a great year for the whole planet. Before that, Hyogo Protocol, Kyoto Protocol, Sendai Framework, IPCC, SDGs were formed in very well crafted and with very good objectives. 17 SDGs, we are working on 2030 agenda. UN is the only organization that speaks for the people, sir. That speaks for the common people. They are the voice of the common people, and bringing together 193 countries worldwide. UN's initiative is really commendable. Having 17 well-crafted, well-designed SDGs and associate targets of 169. I'm talking as water is with SDG 6. Then people partner public-private partnerships, SDG 13, like that. So what I mean to say is ESG, now the universal UN's UN principle for responsible investment, UNPRI, was the first. It was a set of guidelines for UNPRI. After that, it became a global organization that directs the companies or the corporate or whatever organizations are involved in the 2030 agenda. So they must incorporate ESG. That was the aim. Why ESG? Because there are certain benefits also. Environment. If I tell the environment, then it is associated with the circular economy, climate change, biodiversity, deforestation. Similarly, governance, it is for human rights. Then decent work, decent jobs. Governance, better governance to impact positively on the planet, including your policies, and that way ESGs now everyone is adopting ESG, because without ESG we cannot taking stock of natural capitals. And natural capital, over 90 countries have now a system of calculating the natural accounting. Then after came carbon. Today we are buzzing with the words of resilience, adaptability, carbon credits, carbon markets, green bonds, blue bonds, carbon neutrality, carbon taxes. So all such things are associated with the ESG, and SDGs and ESGs are closely linked. They are not the theoretical concepts. They are the practical tools. Because company, if I talk about the company, then company must know what are the environment impacts by our work. what will be the impact on society or stakeholders, and what will be the impact of how we better govern our operations to minimize the risks and optimize the benefit. So leveraging all such resources, I must say that uh, businesses uh, businesses really need commitment to work with ESG. And industries, especially industries, I would say that 70% of the carbon is emitted by the industries. So UN emphasized that we need your commitment to reduce the global warming or to contain the global warming level uh, to 1.5 to 2 degrees centigrade compared to pre-industrialized era. Sustainability, I mean, is the meeting the future needs of the community
Mhm.
without compromising the abilities of the future generation to meet their demands. Because now sustainability aspect uh, is incorporated in our every operation without whether it is CSOs, human rights organization, or whether any kind of actions or projects or plans we need. Second thing, IPCC's approach was also bottom-up approach in the global context.
I completely understand what you're saying, sir. Uh, uh, just tagging the same line, securing critical funding and recognition for your projects is no small feat. Could you share how you navigated the complexities of working with international donors and government agencies to achieve meaningful outcomes?
Your project must be completely rational. You have to produce necessary data, and I earlier told you granular data. It must be in the alignment of policies. Policy in the sense national adaptation plans. I'm talking about the IPCC 2030 agenda. Local policies should feed the state policies. State policies should feed into national policies, and same way national into international policies. So that way, bottom-up approach can be exercised. And national statistical institutes gather all the data. Now, if we are now if we are planning a project for the community, first of the things I need is the data. Then need-based assessment. Then it must be backed by what you are going to change and what are the present conditions. And if this is not exercised, will that impact the community in the future negatively? And in terms of if I express in different way, the externalities, because climate justice, uh, the local communities are the front line victims of the climate crisis. Without doing any things in the but without having much contribution towards GHG emissions. So our projects must be sound in all respects, community oriented projects, so that we have to garner support from the community members, leaders, to make it sustainable. From the government side, when your project is very good, with very good objectives and intentions, and how you are going to make it sustainable, so all aspects must be included in the projects. So I don't think there is any obstacle or any problem for the from the donors, but you have to convince them, you have to persuade them why we need certain solutions against what challenges and what issues.
Right, right. Completely agreed, sir. I mean, navigating the complexities of funding and stakeholder engagement is no easy task. Yet you have consistently delivered meaningful outcomes. Learning about your approach will be invaluable for those working in similar spaces, that I can assure you. Drawing from your incredible journey of leadership and service, what heartfelt advice would you offer to aspiring leaders about earning trust, inspiring collaboration, and creating meaningful, lasting impact in the lives of others?
It is not my advice, but I would say that wherever you are, keep learning. Learning means developing the self, learn from the diverse culture, learn from the current scenarios, learn the expertise which you think you are lacking. You lead a purpose-driven life, and there are so many things. But how learning, analyzing the things. Learning means you must analyze,
Right, right, right.
and continuously you have to improve yourself.
Completely understood. Completely understood. I mean, your advice on building trust, fostering collaboration, and making a lasting impact is deeply inspiring, Mr. Patel. It is truly guidance that every aspiring leader can learn from and apply to their journey. I greatly value the insightful discussion we've had and the depth of your responses, Mr. Patel. Now, for the last question. How has your engagement with Directors Institute enriched your strategic vision? And
Uh,
what elements of your experience stood out the most to you?
Most enriching, sir, because I work with NGO, I work with the government department. Now it's a turn for the corporate. So first thing, I was able to learn was how I can add certain some values to the corporate sector, because I have now 36 years of experience.
Mhm.
After my retirement in June 30, 2000, this year, 2000, I mean 5 months back, I have completed UN and allied agencies 10 online courses along with the WDC's this I am learning course on ACDP. But great learning, sir. Corporate, I knew little bit of the corporate except CSR, because CSR I know it was my subject.
Right.
How corporate works in global context, fostering collaborations, what are the different stakeholders in corporate. I learned many things and still learning. I am to complete this course by I hope so in a month or so.
Great, great, great. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Patel, for sharing your invaluable insights and perspectives with us today. Your dedication to community empowerment, natural resource management, and societal development is truly inspiring and also reflects your deep commitment to positive change and impactful leadership.
Sir, one last thing I would like to say.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
We are one around 140 crores in India.
Mhm.
Now, aging population has become a serious concern for the government. If I am not wrong, I gone through some fact that uh, at least 20, considering at least 20% of uh, people over 50, uh, it may come to some 30 crores of people in India. But
Mhm.
as per the UN's UN has chartered a booklet. It is about lazy persons' uh, uh, contribution to the climate crisis. So we are so many here. I must be aware of my carbon footprint. I must be aware of my water footprint. This lazy person's guide, I would request all this. You must go through at least once and start from your own, because if you want to see changes outside, you must change yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So please go through the advice that you must have this UN's lazy person's guide. How a lazy person can contribute to climate crisis by reducing GHG, greenhouse gas emissions.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a very valid point, Mr. Patel, and I'm sure all our viewers must have taken a note of it. We at Directors Institute deeply appreciate your time and contributions to our discussion, and we wish you continued success for your future initiatives. We
Thank you
thank you
so
once again, sir.
Sir. Thank you so much. And once again, I say, World Direct Council has taught many things to me, and still I am learning. So
Great, sir.
I must be grateful towards you all.
Well, the pleasure is all ours, and we are very glad that this whole exercise is actually proving useful to you. That wraps up today's episode. We look forward to sharing more inspiring stories and insights from remarkable leaders in our next episode. Until then, keep upskilling and finding joy in your journey. This is Rajesh Joshi signing off.